going over Nvidia, Nvidia, the number one stock in 2023, the number one stock in 2024. What is going to happen tomorrow? 4 o'clock Eastern time. Are we getting that spike? Are we getting that rip? Are we getting that run? And that's the whole point of this. Understanding what could be coming on up here. I do believe that Nvidia is going to get a pop on up tomorrow, but that does not mean that it is going to be able to hold up its gains. I do believe that if you can get a put contract, if you could be able to have shorts above the $1,000 price, we will be seeing a pullback in the upcoming weeks. I do think Nvidia is going to be a play that above 1,000 is an absolute golden ticket to success. So make sure that you guys are set and understanding that. Nvidia was the number one top gainer of 2023, already the number one top gainer of 2024, over 90% gain on the year. Nvidia is essentially selling shovels in the AI gold rush. Traders, everyone is trying to find the next big AI play. Every company, if that's Microsoft, if that's Facebook, Meta, if that's Google, if that's OpenAI, they are buying AI chips and they're all trying to hit gold with AI. But really, the gold is Nvidia selling chips off the AI hype. So the AI hype has been lasting for about 18 months. And every single quarter, Nvidia has been able to increase their revenues by 200%. At some point, this will not last. We saw an increase of 200% on its revenue. We saw an increase of 200% on their revenue. And now they're going for their third streak of having 200% increase on their revenue. Is this going to be able to last? The answer is no. At some point, these chips are going to stop being sold. At some point, they're going to say Meta or OpenMind or Google or Microsoft are going to say, we have enough chips. Thank you. Or we again are going to slow down our AI development. Thank you. They're not just going to continue to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars without getting some sort of return on investment, without putting out some sort of product to the public. So the thing is, Nvidia, how much longer is this going to last? So what do I suggest you guys do going into tomorrow? What do I suggest you guys do going into this play? I'm going to be very blunt with you because I don't like to have you guys get mixed up in anything that's going on in the stock market. First things first, options are an absolutely awful idea. If anyone here is saying, Deck, I'm going to do call contracts up to $1,000 tomorrow, I think that is an absolutely awful idea. So you might say, okay, never mind, Deck, sorry, I didn't mean to piss you off like that. I'm actually going to do put contracts. And I'm going to say that is an absolutely awful idea. No matter what you do tomorrow, I think you will lose if you do an option contract. And the reason why you're going to lose if you do an option contract tomorrow over on Nvidia is because the pure fact the premium is already so expensive. The contracts on Nvidia are in such high demand on the number one top gainer in 2023 and 2024 to even buy a contract over on Nvidia, it's going to be thousands of dollars. Then on top of that, if you want to get a cheaper contract, you are going to have to put out a strike price so far that you would be lucky if that even hits. Now, if it does hit, which would be great, you are going to still have to face time decay and you're going to have to face implied volatility, which means that so many people are betting the same direction that you're betting that you are still not going to be able to make a profit. So you could have everything going your way. You were able to nail the upside. You were able to nail again the price that you want. You were able to nail everything you need. And even because of the implied volatility, you could still end up in the red. How badly does that suck? So if you're wrong, you lose your entire account. If you're correct, you only lose a little bit, maybe a few hundred to a few $1,000s. I don't know why anyone in the world would want to do options over on Nvidia tomorrow. Well, Deck, I don't have that big of an account. So the thing is, I want to give you other opportunities. So as I again typed on out here, options, guys, I don't want to say this because it sounds really bad, but if you're trading options overnight on an earnings report, it's a loser game. You have everything going against you and you're stuck in on play, hoping that it just goes your way and hoping your strike price gets surpassed beyond belief and hoping that implied volatility isn't that long and hoping by tomorrow morning the stock has continued to push itself on up because you're stuck in on that play. What's the better way to trade? The better way to trade is to be able to just buy shares. And if the stock goes on up, you make money. If you short shares, the stock goes on down, you make money. But obviously, it's a little bit tricky when a stock is $949 per share. Do you guys have $1 million in your account that you could buy 1,000 shares? Most people don't. So what is the suggestion? Instead, I want you guys trading NVDL. NVDL is a more affordable play, not to do options, but to do shares. Now, NVDL is 2x NVDA. Now, the beautiful thing about 2x NVDA ETF is that if NVDA spikes up 20% tomorrow, NVDL is spiking 40% tomorrow. tomorrow. If NVDA drops 20% tomorrow, NVDL is dropping 40% tomorrow. So you are going to get double of what NVDA does for a cheaper price, and you could be able to afford shares. Now, the beautiful thing about shares, guys, is there is no time decay, there is no expiration, there is no strike price, there is no implied volatility, there are no Greeks, there's nothing that you need to worry about in that manner. And that is what is so fantastic. Also, in after hours, if you're incorrect, you get out right away, you take a small loss. If you are correct and the stock goes on a huge rip and run, you're up $2,000, $3,000, you can take your profits right away as well. Now, I know what you might be saying. Oh, Deck, well, even this play is too expensive for me. No worries, I got you covered. Go over to NVD. NVD is $4. Now, you can see this is short NVDA 2x. So this is just going to be the complete opposite of NVDA. If NVDA goes up, NVD is going to be going down. So let's say you believe that NVDA is going to crash tomorrow. What you guys are going to want to do is go ahead and buy NVD shares. NVD is going to do the same exact thing as NVDA, only double it. If NVDA falls on down 40% tomorrow, NVD is going to spike 80% tomorrow. So it's going to be the opposite and double. This way, you can be able to buy shares, no time decay, no strike price, no expiration date. You have no implied volatility. You have nothing that is going to hurt you, and you can get out if you're wrong or get out and take profits in after hours. You're not stuck. You're not going to be holding these plays. This is a much better and a much safer way on how to trade over on NVDA. Now, the other big thing that I want to be able to talk about is there was one major concern that I have with NVDA. I do think NVDA is going to have a gap up. That's just, again, my prediction. It's just a random, hope that I have. It's a gamble. We really don't know. But the big thing is I just think we're so close to 1,000 that I think we're going to get there. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But, the big thing that I want you guys to realize here is let's go over and let's type in NVDA. And NVDA, let's take a look at all trades here. All trades. What do you guys realize in 2024? 2024, we have selling, 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 selling. 2024, selling, 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 selling. All trades, no one has bought so far in 2024 in NVDA. They have been holding their shares, and now they are starting to unload their shares. So that's pretty interesting to be able to see. We are seeing that these plays, these insiders, we have Mark Stevens, we have Mark Perry, we have John Debris, we have Donald F. Robertson, we have Mark Stevens down here, we have Tenix Cokes, we have Persis Durrell, here's again Mark Stevens again, here's Harvey Jones, here's Michael McCaffrey, here's Mark Perry, here's Deborah Shaquist. You guys can see all the people that are selling, and they're selling at 887, they're selling at 905, they're selling at 940. That's where NVDA is, right at this moment. NVDA, they're selling these very high prices at the price of 940. They're getting out at this area. And they're getting out, as you guys can see, earlier, this month, last month right here. These are, again, pretty crazy to see. We take a look at the actual filings here over on NVDA of these insiders, and we could see, NVDA, we have the Form 4, Form 4, Form 4, Form 4, Form 4, and we can actually see these Form 4s on them disposing these shares. So you can see A is acquired, D is disposed. And what are we having here? We are disposing. So we do have, again, Mark A. Stevens right here. He's disposing these shares, 5,000 shares, 5,700 shares, 11,000 shares, right at the price of 877, 878, 882. He's taking his profits. He's taking his gains right here. We can take a look over on this P&L right here. Again, another Mark Stevens, whoever this guy is. We can go over towards, these. And we could see all these traders right here. Here's, again, Donald F. Robertson. He's disposing his shares at, again, 875, price 903, 50,000. So we could see all these, shares that these guys at this moment are starting to take their profits. Is that concerning to you? Is that concerning? Now, that is something that you may want to be aware of. That's the only thing that kind of makes this a little bit fishy. We're seeing insiders start dumping their shares at this moment over on NVDA the day before, again, the earnings. Got to be careful on that. Other than that, I am very excited to see what NVDA is going to be doing next. Other than that, I'm very excited to see what's going to be coming on up here. Now, you want to think about, well, why would someone be selling, right? So people ask, say, Deck, well, why are they selling? If you are inside, if you are in part of the board of directors, and you know what the earnings is going to be, Would you sell your shares if you know it's going to be a massive earnings? You're inside the company. You know how the company is truly doing. If we are seeing people right now take profits, take profits, take profits, take profits, don't we want to probably think to ourselves, why are they taking profits? Or do they know that the run may be coming over soon? Do they know that maybe things are starting to get a little bit more iffy? Do they know that this earnings report is not going to reach expectations? So being able to have that information, that's pretty big, right? I do think still tomorrow we hit 1,000. After again hitting that 1,000, I think we start seeing, a profit taking. I do think we start seeing that reversal on Nvidia coming up in the near future. So traders, let's stay alert, let's stay ready and see what comes on up here. Good luck to everyone going into tomorrow.